Pacers versus Knicks, game one analysis. This was a wild game to say the least, so let's run through it. Also, there was something that happened in this game that I think the league should do something about. Let's talk about the first quarter. Was the Pacers shooting almost 100% from the field. The Knicks were shooting so well also, but the Pacers literally shot like 100% on their first 8 shots or so. Now here's the thing I said in my series preview. I picked the Knicks to win in 6. The one thing I said about that man on the screen, Mr. Miles Turner, was that the Knicks need to keep him in check. And while at the end of the game he didn't have the biggest impact, and he actually wasn't in the game a lot, which kind of surprised me towards the end, but he was knocking down every shot in the first quarter. In the first half, he was big time. And that was literally what I said the Knicks could not allow to happen. Miles Turner is literally, I compared him to their version of Al Horford. When he makes a shot, it feels like 6 points. It gives them motivation, confidence, and he is always their X factor. And the fact that they literally gave him wide open shots was baffling to me. We saw some incredible shot making, but I thought the defense in the first quarter, especially for both teams, was really bad. I'm not gonna lie. I usually don't like to say stuff like that, but there's no way both teams should be shooting like 100% from the field. Again, I'm not trying to be mean. I know it's really hard to play defense, especially against, both of these teams who are very skilled offensively, but there's no way a team should shoot like 100%. And it's not even the percentage, but we saw, for example, again, going back to Miles Turner, these were wide open shots. These were not like some of the Aaron Nesmith threes that he hit at the end of the game where it's like, okay, I mean, if he's going to make that, there's nothing you can do. Like I said, it was the same on both ends. There were wide open shots for the Knicks too. I just didn't really understand. Like, I know the Pacers just want to run. And in the first quarter, they were literally trying to just run on every single play, made or missed basket. They literally would just throw it down the floor. And so I understand that. But at some point, again, for both teams, it's got to come down to defense because nobody's going to always make their shots. Shout out Mitchell Robinson, though, by the way, because Mitchell Robinson was big time on the offensive glass, especially in the first half. Like, he really was one of the biggest reasons that the Knicks had the lead, going into halftime. So we get to the fourth quarter, the Knicks are up 1, and Jalen Brunson goes out. And I'm not going to lie, they started to get a little bit stagnant in the fourth quarter, just coincidentally around the same time that, Jalen Brunson got his 5th foul. And I don't know if the 5th foul just motivated them or something like that, because all of a sudden they were moving the ball like crazy. OG hits 2 big shots. And now they had a decent margin. It's looking like the Knicks are going to win this game. They are in pretty good control. And then we cannot ignore the Pacers down the stretch because they've done it. They did it to the Cavs. And they do this. They will score in bunches. So you can't ever let your foot off the gas with this team. Now, unlike the first quarter where I felt like, again, both teams were just giving up wide open shots. Like some of those Aaron Nesmith, I feel like 3 of those threes were kind of prayer shots. I know someone's going to say, well, the one from whatever half court sort of wasn't really a prayer shot because his feet were set or whatever, but if we're being realistic, Aaron Nesmith is not typically going to shoot that shot the way he shot it. Like time and score, moment, the way he shot it, the momentum and stuff like that, right? So to me, I felt like Aaron Nesmith has been super clutch for them in the playoffs. Very good 3-point shooter in the playoffs and stuff like that. So I'm not taking anything away from him, but he did shoot 8 for 9 from 3. So if you are the Knicks, you got to look at it as Aaron Nesmith scored 30 points, 8 for 9 from 3. Is he really going to do that again? Probably not, because he averages for the season, regular season, 12 points per game. So that I feel like is the area where the Knicks should, feel not good about losing, but where they should feel confident in that it's not as if you got your regular production from Tyrese Haliburton, who ended up scoring 31, I think, and, just like regular production from everyone on the Pacers, and then you got blown out or something. Like, to me, I feel like when someone has an anomaly game, and again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Aaron Nesmith, but he is not averaging 30. Like, we know this, right? So he had an anomaly game, right? By scoring 30 and shooting 8 for 9 from 3, which is crazy numbers, crazy percentage. So I'm saying if you are the Knicks, You could be like, we lost because Aaron Nesmith scored 30. If he doesn't even hit one of those threes, just one of those, the Knicks probably win. You also have to credit the Pacers, though, for fighting back consistently in the game. They didn't give up. It didn't matter what time, was left in the game. They literally looked like how the Knicks did, or how the Knicks were with the Celtics. Like, they did not give up, and the Knicks kind of lost all the momentum once the Pacers started hitting, Aaron Nesmith started hitting all the shots. The Tyrese Haliburton game-tying shot was crazy because you could shoot that a million times and not ever get it to bounce like that and fall in. It's like the Kawhi shot, Game 7, if you know, you know, against the Sixers. Like, those are 1 in a million type shots. So that's what I'm saying, like, there were shots like that were falling for the Pacers at the end. In the beginning, like I said, it was just wide open shots, and it's like, where is the defense, right? But I'm saying, if you're the Knicks and you look at those shots, because we're obviously talking about, the Knicks losing, you look at those shots and you're like, well, you tip your hat to that, right? Like, there's nothing you can do about that. I just was really disappointed in the Knicks' defensive intensity, especially in the first half, but even throughout the whole game. I felt like they didn't play defense the same way they played defense Game 6 against Boston, right? Like, I understand Jason Tatum wasn't there, but this was not that defense. And so the Pacers just looked like the hungrier team, honestly. And so the Pacers shot the ball really well. They played their style of basketball. They were running up and down the floor. They did not let the Knicks dictate the pace. They were dictating the pace, which you can't let them do that because they will put up 150 points. It was 138 for the Pacers. So all the credit to the Pacers for fighting back and not giving up, towards the end of the game. But the Knicks really have to go look at the film and be like, we let them have way too many wide open shots. And the Pacers should also feel the same way too. Like, again, in the first quarter, everybody was just shooting wide open shots. Like, neither team can allow that. That's just not going to get it done in the playoffs. Now, here's what bothered me that I feel like the league needs to potentially change back. I don't know how many years ago they changed it back that it's been since. It's been at least like 4 years, right? Remember, the league used to, the last 2 minutes, review basically everything that they thought could have been, a wrong call. And they stopped doing that because I don't even know if people were complaining that the games were taking too long. I'm not sure. But that was the reason. It was because they were reviewing everything and the games were taking longer than, people wanted and whatever. And so they did away with that, and so now they don't have that anymore. The reason I have an issue with this is there was a goaltending on Jalen Brunson's shot, actually by Miles Turner, ironically, the man in the picture, and they couldn't look at it because they didn't call anything. I am not saying that one play is the reason the Knicks lost this game, because they should have done other things to make sure that they won. Like, they had a lead with 2 minutes to go, right? So I'm not blaming it on that. However, they might have still won that game had they got that goaltend, because it took away 2 points from the Knicks, and I believe Aaron Nesmith hit a 3 on the other end because the Pacers got the ball back. So that really did, shift the end of the game. Again, my point is not that the Knicks lost that game because of that missed call. What I am saying is I want the calls to be correct. I don't want to see this 2-minute report, which might come out after this game, that they missed the goaltend, and talk about, we missed this call and XYZ. I don't like that, because first of all, it undermines the refs, basically saying like they missed these calls, because it's really hard to get every call correct. So why not let them do the 2-minute report? I don't care personally if the games take longer. Just let them look at the majority of these plays, like that one, at the end of the game and get them correct. I don't mind, and I think real NBA fans would not mind if the game takes a little longer. Like, we want to see the game be called correctly. Because if you don't want the narrative that the refs are dictating the game, which is some people's narrative, then by letting them go to the monitor and check the last 2 minutes, you don't have to put out a 2-minute report that people missed the calls, and then conspiracy theories fly. So I think they should put that back in.